AJ, here we are, a couple of days away from you leading your side out at Wembley. How does that feel for you?
I think every kid's dream when you grow up playing football is to walk out of Wembley. So to do that for this football club, it's going to be a special day. And I just think, we've got to enjoy every moment, soak up every moment. The fans will be out in their numbers, and yeah, it's just going to be an incredible day for the club in general.
I mean, the run up to this final, it was quite good, wasn't it? We've done quite a lot in that. We beat Wildstone, who a couple of weeks earlier had beaten us here at our place. So that was a good little boost. We then obviously played Chertsey and stuck 8 past them, which is fantastic. We went to Sittingbourne, which was a tough one. We had Boreham Wood here, which was a tough one, admittedly against lower opposition, but they were tough games, weren't they? And then obviously the semi-final speaks for itself. So we've kind of done it all in that run, haven't we?
Yeah, it feels like it's been a bit of a roller coaster run in the competition. Like you mentioned, we've played some clubs from all sorts of divisions and had to go to Sittingbourne, who are a few divisions below, but were in great form and really hostile place, bubbly pitch. So we've had to deal with a bit of everything. I think we've been quite fortunate in the amount of home games we've had.
Yeah.
Like we played Wildstone at home, Chertsey at home, Boreham Wood at home, Woking at home. So there's 4 in that run. And we feel like when we play anyone here, we in our division or below, we feel confident that we're going to win. So I think that's been a huge part of us getting to Wembley. And then the boys have just took it in stride. Each round we've not put too much pressure on ourselves. We've just treated every game as another game in our season, and here we are.
And that semi-final as well, that was just such a brilliant occasion for the club and for the community as well, to see how much it meant to all those fans. What did that mean for you as a player?
Yeah, it was an incredible day. Like looking back, currently sat near the director's box, and I'm staring behind you. There is the platform that all the players were stood on above the tunnel, and we had all the fans sort of behind us there, chanting the songs that we hear in the East Bank. And yeah, it was an incredible day. And I think the game was, it was difficult. It was not an easy game, and I think obviously they went down to 10, didn't they? And then they scored, and there's that little bit of doubt comes in your mind after maybe 10-15 minutes. We're still 1-0. You're like, might this not be our day? But then I think there were moments where we were creating chances, and I just knew we were going to score. And then obviously we had a bit of good fortune with us getting the penalty, in terms of Cammy struck from the edge of the box, perhaps wasn't going on target, but the guy handballed it, and then never doubted James for a second when he stood up and buried it. And then from there I could only see one team winning, and that was us. And there was premature celebrations when Josh ran down towards the East Bank and got the fans off their seats and on the pitch. But we got over the line, and that was the only thing that mattered. Nobody remembers the performance, or they just literally remember the outcome and Jack Barham scoring in front of the East Bank to take us through to the final.
That moment, that must have just been pure euphoria. There's probably no better feeling, is there, than when Jack scored that goal?
Yeah, no, I think the word you used describes it all, euphoria. I think I've said in a couple of interviews before this season, I've been in the game quite a few years now, and there's more bad moments than good in football as a player. So when moments like the Woking game come around, you just have to enjoy it, have to soak up every second. And the scenes at the end and in the changing room with the boys, it was just a special day. And then afterwards we all went out together with family and girlfriends, and yeah, it was just a top day all around. And now we've got a really special occasion to look forward to this weekend coming.
And the ticket sales we've had so far as well, closing in on 18,000. I mean, it's phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah.
To see that wall of red and blue on the day is going to be something truly special, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think there's many clubs at this level that would sell that many tickets, if I'm honest. I think when I signed for the club, I'd spoke to a few people, obviously done my homework, and kind of felt the place out before I signed. But it's only when you get here, and we've been fortunate enough to have occasions like Sunday where you see actually how big of a club it is and the potential it has. Like, to sell 18,000 tickets for any game, whether it's at Wembley or wherever, is incredible. And I've seen bits on social media, people fly in from abroad, I don't know, Shots fans that might be living in different countries coming back, and everybody seems like they're getting behind us. So it's going to be an unbelievable day.
And well, look, not to tempt fate and fingers crossed and all that, but have you thought about lifting the trophy at all?
Maybe once or twice, try to stay as present as possible and not think too much in the future. But yeah, it's obviously crossed my mind, but we have a job to do. And we won't be taking the opposition for granted. You know, they've beat some really good teams who are in our division. To get to this final, they fully deserve to be there, and I think it would be wrong of us to think we can turn up on the day and just roll them over. It's not going to happen. So we know it's great us getting there, brilliant for the town and for the club and everybody involved, all the players, but we've still got a job to do. We're not satisfied. It'll be such a better day if we win. So yeah, we'll be giving Spennymoor all the respect they deserve, and hopefully we can put on a performance which is, you know, worthy of the occasion.
What kind of attitude do you guys go into this one with? I mean, we all know it is a big occasion, but do you kind of put that to one side and you say what, you know, most footballers say, cliche in a way, you know, it is just another game, or do you kind of still want to play up to the occasion?
I think being completely open and honest, it's a bit of an unknown for me, and for probably 90% of the team, I would imagine, because it's our first time playing in that arena. Do you know what I mean? I think we've got 2 players in the squad who have been there before, which is obviously James Henry, and what a career he's had and what a pro he's been for us this season, by the way, and obviously Josh, an unbelievable season again. So those 2 players have experienced the atmosphere, they've experienced walking out, you know, under the arch and seeing how big the place is. They've spoke to us about it, but honestly, I don't know how I'm going to feel on the day. I think you just got to try and take it all in stride. But that being said, obviously we are humans, emotions obviously will be riding high, so yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a very what's the word I'm trying to find, a day which yeah, you just need to control your emotional state and find the right energy to go out there and deliver what we need to do. So it is a little bit of the unknown.
It'll be a fantastic occasion, and for the whole squad as well, won't it? Because we've lost a few lads that undoubtedly would have been part of that team walking out there to injury this season. But you know, the gaffer's made big on how they've been huge parts of our dressing room. They've been around the training ground still, despite their injuries. So, you know, they are still part of the team, and they will be there as part of the occasion as well, won't they?
100%. You know, I feel for them boys more than anybody in the whole squad. The ones that have played a massive part in us getting to this game on Sunday and then aren't able to kind of get the fruits of their labour. So yeah, people like Ryan Jones obviously got injured against Woking and now in a cast on crutches. People like that, we want to win for them. All the boys that have contributed a lot and perhaps not been able to get on the pitch. So yeah, it's definitely a collective group thing, and I think whether the times have been good, you know, like after the new year when we went on that incredible run in the league, we were all together, and then throughout the bad times, you know, there've been a few of those this season as well. The groups stayed together, and I think that's one thing that's remained constant, and I'm really proud of that as a captain, that we haven't kind of let adversity tear us apart as a group. Like, the players always stuck together. So.
But and finally, touching on how big of an impact it's had on the community as well. You see the posters around the town. You see people with flags up everywhere as well, don't you?
Yeah.
It seems to be very clear what it means to the people of Aldershot and elsewhere as well.
Yeah, no, it's been incredible, the response from the town. Always seeing flags on top of cars as I'm driving, you know, in and around Surrey and around Hampshire. The whole town has got behind us. I saw a stat the other day, I think like 50% of the town's population is going to Wembley, which is nuts. I think one of the best moments I had after the Woking game, we were drinking in one of the local pubs, and I went to the toilet. I was stood there about to go and do my business in the urinal, and some guy stood next to me, just turned his head and he just started sobbing his eyes out. He was like, "You boys don't understand what you've done for this town," and it was just a funny moment, and we both had a laugh together, and you could see how much it meant to him and the people that were coming up to us in the pub, and the emotion just pouring out of them. So yeah, it's really touched the hearts of many, and we're grateful for everybody's support. We've felt it as players. So yeah, we'll be going to do everything in our power to come back with a trophy on Sunday night, going into Monday. Hopefully some big celebrations.